Morning, everyone. You can unmute yourself to talk. There's also a chat button or a chat available for you. We got Mr. Rick Cummins on the other end monitoring the chat. My name is Chris Stein. I work for Gensco. I've been here a little over 4 years. I'm one of the DSGs that when you call into the tech line, I will be on the other end sometimes, 1 week out of the month. What we're going to cover this morning is MyLinkDrive. MyLinkDrive is where you will find all of the literature for any Mitsubishi product that we sell that Mitsubishi has. As you can see, or you should see on your screen, is the website, MyLinkDrive.com. It does not require a login, a password, or anything like that. It's free and accessible to any and everyone. You'll see here on the screen that down at the bottom, it says, if you're going through here and you're looking for a piece of literature and you do not see that, you can email this customer care at hvac.mea.com and let them know that it's missing or incorrect or whatever. We've come across that a couple of times. So you'll see here on the left-hand side, go to US products. When you click on that, that gives you everything that's UL listed and available in the United States. If you go to the Caribbean, Latin America products, you get different model numbers and other products that are not available here in the US. So we're just going to kind of cruise through here and show you what it's all about. This is where we go when you call us. We don't have a special manual for troubleshooting. We don't have a crystal ball or anything like that. So this is where we go to help you out. So the home button, of course, takes us right to the home page. We go to nomenclatures for those who do not understand how the Mitsubishi model numbers work, what they represent. You can go to this tab right here, and once it's done loading up and opens up, it gives you all of the Mitsubishi products and what their model numbers mean, from voltage to whether it's a heat pump or cooling only. So we're not going to go through all that, but if you're wondering what it is, there you go. You can go to nomenclature and find that. Accessories. So the accessories tab gives you accessories such as filters if you're looking for replacement filters. Any accessory that's available by Mitsubishi. This is Mitsubishi products or what they recommend for their equipment. So as you can see, there's sensors, pumps. We have outdoor drain sockets. So if you have a piece of equipment that's over like a sidewalk or something like that, you don't want it draining there in the wintertime, you can get these drain kits and drain that water that comes off of your coil to a safe location so it doesn't freeze and somebody trips on it. We have filter boxes, line sets, branch box enclosures. So BBE1, for those of you who use the branch box systems, this enclosure is for the branch box. If you look on the branch box, it says for interior use only. You can mount it outside on the exterior, but you need to put it in one of these branch box enclosures so it's watertight. We have wind baffles. We have base pan heaters. If you have a unit that does not have a base pan heater, you can come here and search it and possibly find the one for your unit. We have downflow kits. We have right here, and we also have the electric strip heat for the MVZ, SVZ, PVA, and the PVFY multi-position air handlers. We have heat strip lockouts, stands, wall brackets. Here's where you'll find your grills, twinning kits. And down at the bottom, last but not least here, you will see the maintenance tool converter. So we have the cable set and we have the MN converter box right there as you see pictured. So if you do not have maintenance tool and you are working on Mitsubishi products, I highly suggest you get one and a laptop and we'll talk about where you can find the free software for that particular system. Next, controls. We get a lot of phone calls about, will this control work with this piece of equipment? Well, I'm here to make you more self-sufficient. So if you go to the controls tab, right up at the very tip top, you'll see controls compatibility chart for City Multi, P series, and M series. So if we come over here to the M series and we open that, we will come down here to this little guide and we will click on that. So once it opens up, you'll see here on the top of the page, let me open my little annotator so you can see it a little better. So you have your indoor units across the top here in the red. So you will come and find your unit. Say we have a GE unit. Over here to the left, we have all CN105 devices. We have our MA controllers, and we have our infrared controllers and the receivers for them. So if you're wondering what is all in those categories, you can come down here further to the bottom of the page, and all of these pieces of equipment right here are in the CN105 category. And here are all of our MA remote control or MA wired controllers listed down here. So again, back up at the top of the page, say we have a GE indoor unit right here. Well, if that GE is an 06 through an 18 NA, the CN105 controller will not work with that unit. But if it is a NA-8 or NA-9, yes, it will work with that. And I came across one of these, just so you know, the 06 through 18, it just happened to be an 18 NA. And even though it did have a CN105 port connector on the control board, yeah, it still does not work. So they didn't activate it. So just come over here and compare your unit that you have to the device that you want to hook to it and make sure that it will work before you put it on it. Now, one of the things here on your MA or on your M series indoor units, for a wired controller, you'll see some of these that say, if you want a wired controller, that you need a MAC 334 IF-E. That is an interface. So if we come down here to, well, it's not even shown on the bottom here, but needs MAC 334 IF-E. That plugs into your CN105, and then you hook your wired thermostat to that. Okay, moving on. So we're going to come back out of here. And if you have some older controllers, right? Older controllers, you can scroll down. You'll see the Kumo Cloud. You'll see our Kumo Cloud interface here. All of our controllers, MHK2, all of our handhelds. Come down here, we have our central controllers and all of the older version of central controllers. We have our Pi controller, our AI, and our DIDO boards, our PAC-US 444 and 445, our Procon adapters, so on and so forth. So you can come and find all of those devices right there. Here's our MAC 334 IF-E. We have our CN24 relay kits and any other cords and wire sets you might need. Moving on here. So M series. So M series, P series, Smart Multi. So these are all of our residential light commercial units. You click on M series, it breaks it down into 410A, and we have older R22 units. So if you're working on an R22 unit and you can't find any information, come to MyLinkDrive, and you will find pretty much a lot of the stuff that's on here. So say we're working on a wall head, you can come over here, click on the wall head, and you will scroll down and you will find your model number. It will tell you whether it's currently in production, or if it is not, it gives you the year that it went out of production. So you can go find your particular unit and say we had an MSC FH12NA, you can click on that guy and it gives you a picture of the unit. And then you get these red rectangles here with different information in them. So if you click on this, all that does is drop you further down on this same page, or you can just scroll down. When you scroll down, you get to see all of the accessories, or most all of the accessories. And here's another compatibility chart. Will this particular unit, indoor unit, work with a outdoor unit? So you can come to the compatibility chart, click on that, and it gives you a list of units. Let me zoom in there so everybody can kind of see a little better. So it gives you your different unit models. And one thing I don't care about on this site is they give you a page number. Unfortunately, they don't number the pages. So you just kind of got to scroll down until you find what you're looking for. So if we scroll down, let's get down to a bigger one here. So we have an MSY cooling only GE8. So it gives you the size, right? 06, 09, 12. And these are your indoor units up top. And on the left-hand side, these are your outdoor units. So if there is a circle in that box, that is a match. So be careful on these, because sometimes it gets a little tricky. Even though the size might match up, if it's a -U1 or a -U2, it may only be compatible with a certain outdoor unit. So please pay attention to that. Be careful that you select the correct one. So those are our compatibility charts. We have all of our controls that can be used with that particular indoor unit. You will find engineering manuals here. So if you are looking to see how far the air throw is, what the air throw pattern is, you can come to the engineering manuals and find that out. So with all of our Mitsubishi units, what comes with those, right? You're going to get an installation manual. And if your particular unit, a wall head, one-way ceiling unit, an MLZ, or a floor mount unit, those come with a handheld remote. If your unit comes with a handheld remote, you will get an installation and an operation manual for you to leave with your homeowner so they know how to operate it. Every other piece of equipment will only come with an installation manual. Okay. So if you're working on this thing, you come back to do a service or whatever, you can come here and you can go to the service manual. There are also parts manuals on here. So to save you time, if you're on a job site, you're looking for a particular part, instead of waiting on the phone for us to call you back, you can come to the parts manual, and it gives you an exploded view of your unit. Say the dog ate the remote. Well, you're looking for the particular remote that came with that unit. You can come to the parts manual, and right here, number 13, this is the particular handheld remote that came with that unit. All of these units right here. So there is the Mitsubishi part number. So you don't have to wait on hold for us or us to call you back. You can come right here and look up the controller. It gives you an exploded view of all the parts: blower wheels, motors, boards, vanes, plastics, heat exchangers. Okay. The only thing that I have to say to be careful about is over here, these are your indoor units. Now, this one, they're kind of all the same, all these common parts. But once you get to the boards, like this electronic control PC board, please make sure that you come over and you follow it up and you are going to the unit that you have. Okay. I've seen it happen where they go to the wrong unit and order the wrong board, and nobody's happy when that happens. So service manual and submittals. So go to submittals. This will give you all of the information for that particular unit, all the general features. So if you're wondering if something will do what you're looking for, you can come over here and read all the benefits and features for that. If we come further down on the page, if it ever loads, here we go. It gives you all the specs for your unit: maximum capacity, rated capacity, your capacity at different outdoor temperatures, your SEER rating, HSPF, COP, all of your electrical requirements, okay? And then we have all of our diameters. If you're wondering how big a unit is, come here. It actually gives you the package dimensions and the unit dimensions themselves, the weights, your minimum circuit amps, max overcurrent protection, your amp draws, airflow, and down here, refrigerant type and your piping size. So if you're getting ready to rough in a job, you can come over here, check out what size pipes you need to, what size line set you need to pull. Also, using Diamond System Builder will also do that for you. So that's where you're going to find all that information. And also down on the bottom, you will see accessories. So any accessory that is available from Mitsubishi for that particular unit will be listed here. And then last but not least, down here at the very bottom, we have all of our dimensions for that said unit. Service manual. Here's a nice little handy feature here. There's this M&P troubleshooter. So if you're working on an older unit, so unfortunately Mitsubishi does not update this. They're kind of getting away from this. They're coming out with some new products. Hopefully they talked last year about having an app that you can go to, and they're also coming out with a virtual reality troubleshooting device. So if you have an older device, FE, GE, you can use this. It's pretty handy. You come on here and you select whether you're working on an M series, P series, you select your particular unit, and let's go to an outdoor unit, and you just pick your choices. Bigger unit, so bigger than 20K or smaller than 20K, gives you a picture of the unit, and you pick your flash code. So if you have a flash code on your outdoor unit, you will come over here and you will pick that particular flash code, and it will give you an example of your light flash, and it will tell you what that error code is, and then how to troubleshoot that. Follow the instructions, and hopefully you will get it fixed. If not, the newer units, you're going to come over here to your service manual. This is where we go when you call us. So your service manuals, whether it be indoor, outdoor, whatever it is, it's going to list the models that this service manual covers. And then you have your table of contents. Going through here tells you what revision of this manual, what they changed. And then again, you get your unit, and it gives you all sorts of specifications, kind of what was in the submittal plus more. You get your wiring diagrams, your refrigerant piping diagrams, service functions, tells you how the system operates. Your controller that came with it, indoor unit display, what the lighting sequence means on the front of your unit, what you should see during different operations and how they function, your vanes, okay? Again, more information. If you haven't read through these, please do one day, hopefully soon. They're kind of all the same. Their functions are pretty much all the same between all of the outdoor units. Tells you how emergency operation and test operation functions. Troubleshooting. Here's the big part right here. A lot of people don't know in our classes, especially my classes that I teach, we talk about the infrared handheld remotes when you change the batteries. When you change the batteries, please press the reset button. You will have to reset your time, but they can do funny things if you don't push the reset button. Talks about failure recall mode. A homeowner had a problem over the weekend. They reset power, so the error is no longer being displayed. They called you out to see what was going on. At that point in time, you would use failure recall mode because the indoor unit stores the last error code in it. So you perform the failure recall function, which is laid out right here, walks you through it step by step. Now, I will tell you that if you, I call this the Vulcan death grip, you got to push two buttons and then push the reset button with the pointy object, not too pointy down. When you do failure recall mode, only use the table that says failure mode recall, because the error codes are different if it is a failure mode recall error or if it is an active error. An active error is you walk in and the head is flashing at you, or you walk to the outdoor unit and the outdoor unit is flashing its lights at you, giving you an error code. Okay. So you'll see here that if you do the failure recall mode, if you get a 1 flash, that is a room temperature thermistor error. But if I scroll down here and we go to the active error, okay, a 1 flash is a miswiring or serial signal error. So be conscious about which table you are using and what method you get your error code from. Here's a troubleshooting flow chart. Again, go through one of these manuals because they're pretty much all the same. All the error codes and function settings are the same on the Mitsubishi product. A little further down, it gives you ohm values. So you can check out your vane motors, your IC sensor, and it says right here, your room temperature thermistor. So if you do not have a maintenance tool set up where you can plug in and see all of your thermistor values on your computer screen, well, if you have to go stand on the back of the customer's couch and take the indoor head apart to get to the thermistor connections, you can come here and it will tell you, refer to 9-7 test point diagram and voltage. And we're going to scroll down to that. Here we have a troubleshooting flow chart for our indoor fan motor. You follow this, answer yes or no, and it leads you through the troubleshooting path. So yes, you can troubleshoot your own unit if you know where to find this information. Hence, that's why we are having this class. Not that we don't like to talk to you, but if I can make you more self-sufficient and timely, you can do more jobs in a day. So you follow this, answer yes or no, and it will lead you to a solution. Replace the indoor power PC board or replace the indoor electronic control PC board. Simple as that. So we come down here, PC board, shows you how to troubleshoot miswiring. And here is our 9-7, our test point diagram. It calls out all of your test points and what you should see, what the connector numbers are, and what you should see for voltages. Here is testing your indoor fan motor, CN211. Tells you right here, pins 4, 3, and 6. 3 is your ground, so 3 is your common between all of these. 3 to 1, you should have 294 to 325 volts DC. 3 to 4, 15 volts DC. Pin 5 and 3, so that's going to give you 3 to 6 volts DC. That is your speed control for your fan. If it is off, you will see 0. If it is on high, you will see 6. Pins 3 and 6, it says 0 or 15. So how to test that? That is your rotational feedback for your Mitsubishi fan motors. So you will leave the power on, you will have the unit off, mode off, and you will slowly rotate your fan blades in there with your meter on 3 and 6. And you will see your meter go, or you should see your meter go between 0 and 15. Every time it passes a pole, it will go to 15 volts. And when it gets away from that pole, it will go to 0. That indicates that your rotational feedback in your motor is good. So we come down here. We talked about thermistors here a few seconds ago here. Your room temperature thermistor and your indoor coil thermistor. Here is your value, your own value curve chart. So on the left side, you'll see your resistance in K ohms. And on the bottom, you will see your temperature in Fahrenheit. So if your room temperature is 68 degrees, we follow that up and you're going to be about 12 to 13 K ohms on your thermistor. That would indicate that they are good. Moving a little further down, if you have a unit that you have never disassembled before or worked on, you can come here to the disassembly instructions, and it will walk you through what to take out, how to take your louver vanes off, and where certain things are on that unit. So you can follow that, and you will be able to take that unit apart. Now, they do not give you a reassembly process, but if you just follow that in reverse, you should be fine. Moving on here, we go back here, we have indoor units still, 410A systems. So again, same thing. We have our outdoor units here. We have our branch boxes. So we come to our outdoor unit. Again, you find your particular model and you will have the same kind of information. Gives you a picture of the unit. Pretty much everything is the same. We move to P series over here. You get the same thing. Indoor, outdoor, R22. I'm not going to go through all those because they are all the same. We have our smart multi-units, our new smart multi-units, where they combined our MXZ branch box systems and our PUMI S series. So the smart multi, out of the box, the smart multi comes set up as an S series PUMI. If you are installing M series indoor units with your smart multi, you will need a branch box, and you will need to turn on SW2 dip switch number 5 in the outdoor unit to tell the outdoor unit that you have M series heads and that you have a branch box connected to it. Moving on, we have our S series, we have our Y series city multi, same thing. Click on those, you will find your unit. Now be careful with this because these are 3-phase 208, 230, and 460 volt. So your T indicates 208, 233 phase. Our Y is 460 volt 3-phase. R2 systems, here's our BCs.
It's essentially.
I got somebody unmuted there and feedback. If you can please mute yourself.
I took care of it.
All right, thank you, sir. So Mitsubishi is now offering BCs that have ball valves factory installed on them. So you don't have to braze your own ball valves on the BC. They are a little more expensive, but you don't have to spend the time on brazing those on there. So we have our hybrid VRF here. These are our water hydronic systems. And those are the CO2, correct, Rick? Rick. All right. So these are our CO2 units with hydronic.
Sorry, Chris, I was muted. That's the BC for the hybrid unit where we pump water to indoor units.
Yeah, but the outdoor unit,
Isn't that still standard? No, standard.
Still standard. Okay. But isn't that the one with the, no, that's our water heating system. Sorry, I don't see, is that on here? Is our water heating system on here? Do you know it?
It should be. Hybrid, not the hybrid.
Yeah, IT cooling. No, I don't see it. That's interesting. Okay, so that's new. Have you seen that before, Rick? The IT cooling?
I haven't seen one in the field, but people have asked about it.
Okay, that's the first time I've seen it on here. I guess I need to open my eyes more. Sorry. We have ventilation. So the ventilation tab gives us our outside air units, our premises units, and then we have our Losnay ERVs. So that's Mitsubishi's version of an ERV, HRV. Difference between an HRV and an ERV. HRV is heat transfer, and ERV is latent heat transfer as well. So it takes into account your humidity in the air. So you can find any of these here. Again, same thing, same pictures, tabs, manuals. If you want some towel dryers for your restrooms, here you go. They sell those. Here is our software tab. So if you want to download the Kumo app, you can find it here or on the App Store or Google Play. Here is one of the most important programs that you could ever download. So for those of you who do not use this yet, I highly recommend that you download that and install that on your computer. We'll talk about installing here in a minute. So Diamond System Builder. And the other most important one, here is our maintenance tool software. So when you have the maintenance tool cable set or our MN converter, you will need to download and install this on a Windows version laptop, version 8.1 of Windows or newer, and that will work. Now to install this and Diamond System Builder, we can go over here to Tech Tips, kind of jumping ahead here, but you'll see it says software tutorials. It will tell you, walk you through installing Diamond System Builder or maintenance tool on your device and how to download and install, or how to install the drivers that are downloaded when you download that file. How to download, install the initial settings tool if you are working with central controllers. I'm going to back up a little bit here. Support, if you have any questions, you can call or email Mitsubishi here through these phone numbers and contact site right here. That takes you directly to a link for Mitsubishi. No, I don't want to save those. All right. If you're wondering what the warranty is on your particular unit, you can go to policies here. Policies walk you through, okay, M series limited warranty, you got your city multi, P series. Now, they changed these at certain times. So if your unit falls between April 2015 and May of 2019, you would use this warranty policy. We have air curtains, we have Diamondback ball valves, line hide warranties, lost name. So you can find your unit and come here and see what that warranty is on there. If you're wondering if your warranty is expired because it was really close to that, you can call into tech services. Rick, would you put the tech services number in the chat so everybody has that? Tech services phone number. Again, we are available Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30 Pacific time. If you call in, you will have to leave a voicemail because no one, that's not an active line that someone picks up. You leave a voicemail. When you hang up, a little light goes off above a computer and someone listens to it and transfers that to our computer program that comes to the DSGs who are doing tech support. Now you can also text into that phone number. You can take a picture of your data label on the particular unit that you're working on. Please, 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 if you call or text in, give us an idea of what the problem is. Don't just say requesting tech support. You're calling us, so we already know that. Just give us a hint of what's going on so we can be open to the service manual for that particular unit that you give us the model number to. We can be open to the section that we need to be so we can expedite helping you with your problems. Another great one here is app notes. So these are broken into 3 sections in app notes. So we have the 1000 series, which is the residential M&P series. We have the 2000 series, which is our city multi equipment. And then the 3000 series, which is our controls. If you have never seen these, I highly recommend that you go through them because it gives you great information, like no simultaneous heating and cooling on MXZ units. If you want simultaneous heat and cooling, you need to go with an R2 city multi-system. We have low ambient cooling for M series. If you are doing a server room, do not use M series equipment, use P series equipment, and this tells you why. Okay, sequence of operation for MXZ systems. defrost cycles or M&P systems. Again, lots of great information. Now, one of the things we get tons of calls on here is people plug in an MHK2 to an air handler, say. Well, they're wondering why they cannot get their cooling set point below 67 degrees. Well, right here on app note 3059, if you click on this, it covers set point ranges. So when you plug in an MHK2, I will tell you that it does not automatically come to, if you plug it into an air handler, it does not automatically sense from the sense temperature from the MHK2. You have to go to mode 2 and change that to 3. Okay. So when you plug that in, it reads the indoor unit information, and what is programmed into the board is what that thermostat will go down to. Even though the instructions say 50 degrees, there are a couple of units in Mitsubishi land that will go down to 50-degree heating set point, not cooling. 63 is the lowest. So we come down here, 61 is the lowest. So if we come down here, indoor unit set point table, it gives us the indoor unit model number, and it gives us cooling set points and heating set points. 61 to 87 is our set point ranges for heating and cooling on these 3 units. And I talked about a 50-degree heating set point. Well, if your indoor unit has smart set, you can get down to that, and page 3 explains how to do that. On all of the other units, SEZs through PMFYs, our cooling set point is 67 to 87, and our heating set point is 63 to 83. Now, if you have one of these 3 city multi-units, so city multi-unit units end in FY. City multi-units have the metering device in the indoor unit, unlike the P series and M series. So if you have one of these 3 units, you can get to a cooling set point of 57 by setting dip switches, and page 4 will walk you through that. I'm not going to read through all these, but if you have the occasion to use this or situation arises, you can come here and go through this literature, and it will explain to you how to achieve those set points. Rick, you want to cover anything on here before I move on to the next one? Something that stands out in your mind?
Yeah, I could, but it might take 5 hours.
Right. This is all good, people. Please, please, please go through this. It will save you time and maybe money. Maybe money. And everybody loves to hold on to their money. So come here, read through all these. It will make you better at your job for sure. So that was app notes. So now this is another great one here, tech tips.
Did you cover under, Chris, did you cover under policies, the additives policy?
Oh, you know what? I did not. Thank you, sir. So right here under policies, technical policies, right here, leak additives. The answer is no. It will void your warranty. Do not add any leak detectant or sealers or anything other than refrigerant into our units. If you do, well, you may be SOL. So please do not add anything to our units other than refrigerant that they require type.
Yes, unfortunately, if you do put like a sealer or a dye into a system and then the customer complains he's got a noise, we're going to ask you to change out the equipment.
Yep. So under tech tips, again, software tutorials. Take a few minutes, go through all these. These are just hyperlinks to Mitsubishi's YouTube channel. Flash codes. All the technicians who work on this stuff, installers, should watch these videos. It would save them a phone call, a one flash. So these 3 parts to resolving a one flash are doing a balanced voltage test. It walks you through that. A balanced voltage test is in every service manual for an outdoor unit, resolving a 2 flash, 3, 4, so on and so forth. Please watch those error codes, which you will see on your controller. P4, P5, that walks you through those 2 error codes. Those are either a float safety switch or a lift pump, condensate pump error. Multi-position air handler. This walks you through reconfiguring the unit from a right hand or upflow to a downflow or left hand horizontal. If you are reconfiguring our SVZ, MVZ, PVFY to a left hand horizontal, please be aware that Mitsubishi runs the thermistor wire connecting cable that go to the thermistors on the coil in the left-hand side panel, and they run it over the lip, which is metal, and these are very thin wires. So if you are reconfiguring that, you will have to slide that coil out. Please be sure that you disconnect and move that wire out of the way to where it will not be damaged. It happens all the time. So we try to educate people when they are doing that, make sure it's out of the way, be very careful and protect it so you do not damage it. You will get a thermistor error if it is damaged, and sometimes it is intermittent. Frequently asked questions and information. So they go through a lot of common end user questions, how to clean the filters, use the remote. And down here, I think this is an invaluable video right here. I think that every salesman should sit down with a prospective homeowner and go through this, have them watch it together, answer their questions. This gives you normal operation, noises and sounds that you may hear. What is normal? What is not normal? How the system operates. Mr. or Mrs. homeowner calls and says there's smoke coming out of my outdoor unit. Well, no, it's in defrost. Okay, and that is just vapor. So this goes through all of that information. I would rather have you not get a job because that homeowner does not want to have to deal with that than sell it to them. They be surprised and call you every day and have you come out there for nuisance calls when it's just normal operation. So that would be my recommendation, watching that with homeowners. And technicians can watch that because it will explain to homeowners whether that is normal, how to explain away sounds and normal or not normal, how to remove blower wheels, diagnose a bad LEV. Okay, lots of great information, installing thermostat interfaces, wiring a multi-zone branch box system, programming, setting up an AE200. Again, could go on for days on this, watching videos. So please watch those. Catalogs gives you all of Mitsubishi's catalogs right there. This is kind of new. I saw this here a couple months ago. Diamond Product Finder. So this helps you narrow down your selection choices. So you come down here, you click on this guy right here, and it walks you through. Let's do that. It walks you through the selection process, multi-zone, single zone. You select what you want, your capacity right there gives you, it narrows down selections. So we got cooling 5 degrees. You select your particular units. It gives you all the units that are available to use on that particular system. When you select those, you'll see over here on the right-hand side, it narrows down your outdoor unit selection. And you can select any one of those. So we selected what we selected. And these are our 2 choices, hyperheat or non-hyperheat multi-zone SM units. So kind of handy, makes your job a little bit easier. If you're looking for a job with Mitsubishi, you can go here and DSB support. So if you're having issues or there's bugs in your DSB, you can come here and email them. When you download Diamond System Builder right here, it does require you to put your name in. You will need your email as well, and you'll have to set up a password. They do not send you junk. that information just reserves you a spot on Mitsubishi's server. So that when you are connected to the internet, you put jobs into Diamond System Builder, it will save them on their server. So if your computer crashes, you will be able to retrieve them. So, Rick, if you don't have anything else, that's all I got.
I'm, looking at, Serge has put up the fact that if you go to smart multi-units, they do not show you compatibility with the PDFY or most city multi-indoor units, except, in fact, none show up in a compatibility list.
Oh, got it. I see what you're saying.
And it's also not listed like that under S series, doesn't show smart multis there.
Oh, got it. Another thing that I missed, which is kind of important, right up here in the upper right, model search. So if you know your particular unit, you can just type it in there. And let's say we do that right there. So it will bring up all of the multi-zones. Right here, you can scroll through this list. Well, if you know more of your model number, it'll narrow that list down. But you can come in here and you can find your particular unit, click on it, and it takes you right to your unit page. So, is there any questions, comments, concerns in the chat? Rick, we good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got, folks. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully this helped. And have a great productive day. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Everybody have a good day.